Okay, everybody, meet my chooks and my ducks and my guinea fowl. And for some reason, because we've overturned a bit of dirt, of course, they're looking for worms. And anyway, that's not what this is all about. So today we're putting up NBS Tower number 2. Now, fortunately, having some really good advice, this one will be correct versus, and when I say correct, the thing we had wrong before was this tram here was sitting on the underside of here. And we actually still have to change the one that's on the other one. Actually, let me show you what's wrong. And to be fair, I got an email from Brian from NBS Towers, which I appreciate, just telling us that Rob has put up 3 of these, but unfortunately, a mate of mine, Brian, reckons they're wrong. We reckon there's not much in it. So what happens is that tram runs at 90 degrees, so turn it around 90 degrees, and so does that pulley up the top there. So you'll see on the second one we've done, so we've still got to change this one. The second one, you'll see that we've done it the correct way. Okay, so we've caught Riley pumping up the hydraulics, and up he goes. But as you can see on this one, when you look from the back of the tower, the tram is actually sitting 90 degrees to the tower, and the pulley up the top there is actually sitting so that when your wire comes down to the actual winch, which is not on there yet, it's down there, but the winch will be sitting just here, and we'll show you that in a minute. And basically, Brian's right. It does stop any chance of that wire coming off the top there. That's one of the issues. I could sort of see his point. I think Rob's way can work too, Adam actually was another one that agreed with Brian. Look, to Rob, Adam and Brian, the 3 of you, thank you. I mean, because look, this we've only, look, this is months since we did the other video over here, this has been so much easier doing the second one, and not having to, maybe revisit too much. But anyway, Riley's just pumping it up at the moment, and that's why we have Riley. Riley got on top of that ladder and hoisted that pole so far in the air that I forgot to put the hydraulic ram on first. So he took the weight of the pole, and talk about, he's now 17 and taller and stronger. He was out in the gym at 9 o'clock last night, and there's a bit of rubbish coming out the back of the tower. Been sitting around for a while, some of these pieces. But he was at the gym 9 o'clock last night, we've got a gym on the property here, which he gets out and uses. Probably I should a bit more too. And I was very impressed with his strength. I just thought, geez, I've known Riley since he was 7 and just nearly 8 years old, and he was a bit smaller then, but he's grown up really well. All right, so we'll just get this up, then we'll just put the winch on and just show you that. But this is going to be a fairly short video because really not a lot to show, because you've probably watched the other ones. But it is nice to get this second one up and just get a bit of. I'm having a bit better day today. Energy level's not great, but I just thought maybe a bit of vitamin D, sun, etc. It's been good to sort of do a bit of. Sam's actually been out here with us as well. We've all been making this a tower afternoon, although we had a lot of rubbish around here, and as you'll see, we're building. There's a whole section going all the way through here, 20 metre verandas, and there's a new room here, and we've bitten the bullet. We're never going to have money again in life. So these towers, I'm glad I got them now. I've got one more tower, the 25 metre to finish off, and then I think I'll be broke. Anyway, that's coming up. I'll show you when we get right up. Oh, well, he's nearly there. Oh, go Riley. He's nearly there. We still, you know what? Riley and I had a bit of a dispute over which bolt goes to the top, which goes to the bottom. Now, Riley reckons it's the shorter bolt that goes at the top here, and he might be right. I just couldn't remember. For some reason, I put the longer bolt. In the end, they're both 2 big solid bolts we talked about once before, like these fellas, that they're not going to go anywhere, so we'll... But maybe you can put in the comments file, big bolt at the top or big bolt on the bottom, like the longer bolt, don't know. Okay, so just chuck the bolt through, Rolls, just for a sec, just so we can show that happening. And the only thing we thought was the longer one, well, I thought, might have gone on the top because you could put a double nut next to it. But, look, I don't think so. I don't think it matters. What happens now, this is where your winch goes. Pretty much, we'll show you in a second, but we'll just bolt the winch up on there, and it'll just basically pull that tram up and down this tower. So You know, it's funny. I started this project a few months ago, and I wasn't in love with the NBS Tower. Honestly, I've got to be honest. We had a few little things that we sorted out with Brian, which is good, and hallelujah, we're all getting on well, which is great. But I've got to say, the more and more I've looked at the design, I know some people have said, the winch, the hydraulic ram, could be replaced with a winch, and a couple of things that maybe could be done, differently. And I'm not sure better. I think on one of the videos you would have seen me go through a learning curve where the ram, I was starting it, and it was causing a jolt because this pole weighs a hell of a lot. Riley and I struggle with getting that pole, sort of into place. And Riley did the most of the work, to be fair, because I'm a bit buggered at the moment. But when I let the winch off, the hoist off, little hydraulic ram off, just nice and slow and just gradual, it was really working well. All right, so let's put the winch on and we'll get back to you in a tick. Okay, just when you're doing your bottom bolt that goes through, sometimes you'll find that when you've done your hydraulic ram up, you've just gone a little bit past the point. So just very softly take off a little bit of pressure. All we do is just give about a screwdriver width there. So you just get in, just give it a bit of a wedge, just a slight wedge, and your bolt will just pass through, quite easily. But obviously don't take too much pressure off that because we don't want the whole thing, slamming down. So there you go. All right, we're a little bit confused. We got to this point on the last NBS Tower. So any comments really definitely appreciated. See how we've got the cable coming on the outside there? Well, the way the winch works and the way that this is definitely going up, so we're on the lift function. There's actually no way that we could see, and we might be going mental, to get that on the inside because of the circular motion of this here. It goes anti-clockwise. So the anti-clockwise, we're just going to have to ask the boys that have done this before, and it does put it out a little bit. I can see why having it a little bit closer in would be better, but we're a bit confused on. We thought the winch was upside down at one stage, but no, the bolt patterns are definitely right. But yeah, not sure. Okay, but apart from that, Riley, give it a bit of a winch up. And for now, this one's we probably got a couple of mods to do on that winch, I'd say. But the day is getting away from us. And as you can see, up she goes. And she's not bad as it makes its way to the top. But yeah, I do agree that winch wire probably needs to go internally. So it's getting a bit late in the day today, but we'll have a play with that and just have a little look at what the go is here. And Riley's doing a gym workout here. We've still got our favourite little pets running around. Guinea fowl are heading off over there. And we've got some hens and a couple of guinea fowl over that direction. And Riley, who's probably the most useful out of all those, for sure. Be interesting to get a video on some of the towers, on these towers with antennas on it, and just see what, how they go. But look, for some of the light duty stuff that we're going to put on here, I think it's all right. Look, I don't want to knock something, until I've tried it completely, and I don't want to give it too much praise until we've, put a few antennas on it. But so far so good. It's really been easy to fit. So, but definitely, two-man job. Just and definitely put the before you put your pole in, don't do what we did today. Put the hydraulic ram on first, and the little jack system. Excuse me. Will save you a lot of time. We just got ourselves into a bad position and thought, oh well, we'll just keep on doing it. All right, as you can see, it's going up and up and up and up. And it's working well. Nearly there. And as you can see, it's a little bit of work by Riles. He's, it's certainly effective. Adam, if you're watching this, VK2PW, I'll be interested in your comments on the on how we've got the winch. I just think on both of them, we've got them wrong, to be honest. We thought it was going to be an easy, just change the cable around. But of course the way the winch works didn't make sense, but we might be missing something completely stupid on this. Well, there we go. It is just about right up the top there. Hooray, that's the second one-man tower. That'll do it, Rolls. Don't have to go right, that's good. So we'll get a rotator on that and a beam and a couple of things, and that'll be good. As you can see, our guinea fowl are starting to make their way into the trees over there. This is a bit of a non-developed part of our land at the moment. It's a bloody mess, actually. We've got to really get into this, but anyway, we will. But yeah, so that's the NBS Tower. Number 2, NBS Tower. Number 1 is over there, which we've still got to just change the way the Hazer tram system goes up on it, but all good. All right, to give you an idea, the second one we put in probably half the time. We did snap a bolt, unfortunately. Went a bit crazy on my rattle gun, and it wasn't Brian's fault. I definitely know when I put too much oomph into my gun, and I gunned in one of the bolts and went, "Whoop, this is not good." So anyway, that happens, but we put a high tensile nut and bolt in the place with the washer, etc. So that sorted that out. So we're going to go put some tools away, and this is the scenery that the NBS Tower gets to, and there'll be some beams pointing over these hills very, very soon. 73s from VK3 Charlie Mike. Please subscribe, and we'll try and update you on what antennas we get on top soon. Cheers.